Oh, sobering Sunday.
Yeah.
Not so much for Hans, but
No, it's that when you wake up on a Sunday morning and it all comes back to you. You check your phone and your cricket team lost to Holland. You got knocked out.
Yeah.
knocked out of the sevens, lost the Springbok game. So South African
The mighty
sports
Dutch.
fan,
The mighty Dutch.
it's not a pleasant day for us.
I have this terrible feeling of guilt about what I said about Jesse Creel last weekend.
Yeah.
I said
Hans
that
wanted to get that off his chest.
I think Jesse Creel had a great game.
No, he was.
I felt like he read the defence. I said that he can't read defences.
Yeah.
He played a very, very good game. I'm eating my words.
Okay, good. One has to do that every
Well,
day.
that was definitely his performance was one of the positive takeouts of the
Yes,
game.
yeah.
And what else was positive? I don't know.
Okay, well, let's start with the Irish. I thought that they defended well.
Relatively speaking.
Yes.
I think that we neutralized. I was worried about that surgical attack of theirs,
Yeah.
and I don't think they managed to execute on that. Their second try looked flash, but the ball was kicked out of that ruck by an Irish player, so that's a penalty. And then they passed the forward pass. So I think that they scored that try, but I don't think we need to feel like we couldn't counter that attack of theirs. Best attack in the world, and I think that we did well on their patch to defend.
Yes, we did exactly what Hans asked us to do. We took them on the fringes, there was no space, and we managed to get in behind the first line and take them at source effectively, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and I thought that Jesse Creel and Mapimpi especially managed to cut off that pass to the outside that they were trying to get.
Pimpy still hasn't caught our ball
He
since
still hasn't
2019.
caught
Yeah.
Every
Look, I have
time he's chasing and I'm thinking, yes, mate, he's going to catch a blinder now. He still hasn't taken a high ball in 3 years.
Maybe that tactic needs to shift away from putting the uppies on his wing.
Yeah.
But the Irish, I thought, obviously, the difference in the match to me was goal kicking.
Yeah.
I think that's where I think we were relatively evenly matched.
Surprisingly, Sexton missed those two conversions. We've
Yes.
come to know him to be a dead-eye.
He had a bit of a sore leg at that time,
Yeah,
I think.
that's
but
a
still.
substitute.
It hurts your leg to throw a forward pass.
Yeah.
So,
But that's only 4 points. You know,
Yeah.
and we were hopeless at goal kicks. You know, obviously,
Yes.
and it's what we predicted. Going into an international test match without a goal kicker is massively risk. I've not seen it done before. But the Irish, I think we were evenly matched, and there were definitely some questionable calls both ways. But like one of our big strengths, the scrum, in my view, was neutralised through poor refereeing. I don't think it was neutralised through aggressively good scrummaging on the Irish side, to be fair. But the one thing I will say for us is it looks like our maul is ineffective at the moment. I've actually felt that for a while now.
yeah, but I mean, the Irish did defend them all very well.
Yeah.
But those Northern Hemisphere guys are so much better at defending the maul than Australia and New Zealand, I think.
Except for the Welsh. That's how we score all our tries against them, is with mauls.
Well, that's how
I think
everyone
it's a
scores
worldwide
tries
trend
against
at the
them.
moment, is that the maul has lost, is not as effective. If you look at the top 6, 7 in the world, it's not as effective as it used to be.
Yeah.
Teams
Teams have learned how to defend against the maul.
Yes.
We've got that defensive tactic I see where we try and force the maul outside, and it is relatively effective. Last night we were I still worry about that try that they awarded that try on that maul, because it was inconclusive as far as I'm concerned. Like, they couldn't tell whether the player had been in touch or not. It was more of an educated guess than it was evidence-based. And that to me worries me. At an international level, big test matches, it has to be conclusive, otherwise you can't give it. I can understand on a provincial level maybe, but at the top tier, when number one in the world's playing the world champions, it just takes me back to 2007 when we won the World Cup and Mark Quado's toe was out. He just touched the line. That was the difference between potentially winning the World Cup and losing it. That's how important that is to me. But anyway, they succeeded there nonetheless. It was brilliant to get the ball down in the end, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look, I think afterwards, now there's these guys, analytics guys that watch everything, and they didn't mention anything there. So I think if you really look at the legs and the colours of the boots and stuff, I think he was in play. But it's 100% correct what you say. It's so difficult to see, and it's like you're making a call right there. He was very confident as well, Caelan Doris, when he put the ball down. But
Was it Caelan Doris? Wasn't it Josh van der Fleer?
Yes.
with a red scrum cap. I think it was Caelan Doris.
Was it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Nick White was very, very confident about being knocked out as well.
Yes.
What I'm saying is you can be,
Yeah.
that's kind of what
Yeah.
what sways refs a little bit. I'm not saying that it was deliberate. He obviously thought he had scored the try.
It's
I'm
difficult.
not sour grapes about that particular try. What
No.
I'm trying to say is that we will spend many minutes deciding whether a try was made or not in other situations, and in some situations it's just like this, and there's nothing conclusive.
I think
need to have a
that he was.
standard.
I think that he was in when he put that. My gripe is the build up to that.
There was a huge forward pass.
A
by
huge
Johnny
forward
Sexton.
pass by Johnny Sexton,
Yeah.
which then led to that ruck where Frans Malherbe wasn't rolling away or was in the way of that pass.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's my gripe.
But even that, referees have clamped down on scrum halves who deliberately. There's always someone in the way who deliberately passes the ball into a prop. A prop's always going to be in the way. You must just pass the other side, pass deeper. There are players in the way. The scrum halves used to do it. They used to deliberately pass into guys, and they said, "No, we stop this now. You don't do that anymore."
The thing is, fair play to the Irish.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity that was presented to them, and they took it. And I said to Johan, in that same situation, would we have taken that opportunity?
I think.
No, of course.
I think
don't know.
that the Irish, I think they played pretty smart, considering that I thought really we were really knocking the stuffing out of them. Like we were tackling them backwards. Their attack wasn't working, but somehow they found a way to win. Albeit
Bit of luck.
bit of luck.
Yeah.
I think if we are under the cosh like they were under the cosh
Yeah.
in a game, yes, see, we struggle. I don't know if we would find a way to win the way they did.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that I will say.
That's exactly
That
what
I
mean.
will say
think-
about
I
them.
think that's good character on their part,
Yeah.
and they use those opportunities.
Yeah.
But
You still got to get to the try line. You know what I mean?
yeah, does that mean that they're quite where they should be for the World Cup next year? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that, like last week I said, yes, please, I just don't want to lose by a big margin. I thought that we played well. We played well enough. We should have actually won the game.
Yeah, I think it was a very even test match. Like the guys said, Rob Carney said on some post match that we watched that he was very happy with the way that Ireland were able to play to counter our style of play. But if you count up everything, the margins were tiny. It's not like they're going to go in now and say we've got them down. Because if we had a goal kicker and if Nico Amashukeli wasn't the ref, it could have been very, very different. If we had a goal kicker, the halftime score would have been 15-6.
Just say,
No, it's like
Yeah.
all credit to the Irish.
Jono had to go
Jono
deal with
had
an
an emergency.
business emergency.
So we're carrying on. We're not trying to complain about anything. We love the Irish. It's like we love the way they play. We've always supported the Irish. They play a great band of rugby. They played a great test match. I just would like to sit on the other side of a game on a Sunday and say it was all about the rugby, and they didn't score 2 tries from a forward pass. Or
On the plus side, I'm happy that I don't think that we're on the down. That loss, it's not. I mean, we lost to New Zealand. We beat New Zealand once.
If we were to play again this
Lost
Saturday,
to Australia, beat Australia.
yeah,
I feel like if we play them again, we can
Anything can
beat them,
happen,
and I
yeah.
think that creates a nice saucy prospect for next year's World Cup
Yeah,
for the pool
yeah.
game, and it will be cool to play them at a neutral venue, hopefully with like a Wayne Barnes
yes.
or someone a better
Yeah.
referee.
You just think to yourself that pass that went to the replacement prop, the guy with the
From Connacht.
from Connacht. You've got Amashukeli might have been unsighted.
Look, that was flat though. You could say that was flat. I think that at the ruck, The Irish player kicking the ball out of the...
That pass was no way flat. That guy was standing with his back to the crowd.
I'm just saying there was a penalisable thing just before that.
Yes,
that
exactly.
threw our defence completely.
So they kicked the ball out of the rack,
Yeah.
and then there was a massive forward pass.
Yeah, because...
And the TMO didn't say anything. The two assistants didn't say anything. They didn't go back and look.
Yeah.
look
Why
at
did
it.
the ball come out so quickly? I think that Sexton's pass that that led to that maul over try later. I thought that was so blatantly
They
forward.
were
So I
equally
don't
bad
think.
for me.
Yeah.
Both
Anyway,
of them.
but well done.
But
to
only
the
two
Irish.
tries. The two tries they scored were both from forward passes. But like I say, what it was after the forward pass, what they did to get over the line was great stuff, great work, and that's not. It's not
We must win those games.
You must still win it.
We could have won it.
Yeah, if you could have. We could have. It's still you've got to play better than the referee decision.
One thing that worried me is that we only looked like scoring tries after they had scored tries.
Yeah.
When we started throwing the ball.
Yeah.
If they hadn't scored those tries, would we maybe we would have lost 9-6.
When we were running from everywhere.
Do you see?
With Faf de Klerk on the field, and
Yes.
we were running out of our own 22,
but only because
making great meters.
only because they scored. Only because we were
Yeah.
then forced to run the ball.
Exactly.
Had they not scored their tries, which we say came from forward passes, would we still have won the game? I don't know. Like I said, maybe we would have lost 9-6 instead of 19-6.
So what's the solution? We've got nothing against Damien Willemse either. He was chosen as fly half. I don't think he's a natural decision maker. He kicked the ball. He kicked a horrendous penalty where he missed touch. Not even I don't know how much. Kicked the ball out on the full.
Yeah.
Kicked the ball to a wing when the wing wasn't even in position. He has those few seconds to make a decision. He makes the wrong decision too often. He's not a good goal kicker. Saying that, we do want him on the field.
Yes, I don't. Like we said earlier this season, that it seems like he's making a step up, and we're impressed with his play. He was playing fullback at the time.
Yes.
And we made comments on the channel. We said that we worried that this whole goal kicking thing and touch kicking thing is gonna sully this season for him.
But fair enough, Manie Libbok does it too.
Yes.
Once a game, he doesn't kick a penalty out. A dropout goes over the touchline.
Yeah.
So, but solution for me, Willemse 15. If you have to choose between Kurtley Arendse and Colby on the one wing, and Manie Libbok at fly half, that's all you can do now to improve your goal kicking with what we have on tour.
Oh, is Libbok on tour? He's on tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's on tour.
Yeah. Anyway, but well done, Ireland. And next week's going to be a tough prospect against the French.
Great test match. No flashy stuff. A proper arm wrestle. It was always going to be that. If you want to beat the Springboks, you've got to play like that. Yeah. Next week, looking forward to... Who's next week? France. France, yeah. Who's Ireland playing? I'm not sure.
Ireland's like playing Fiji or someone.
Oh, okay. Well, they'll probably win that one. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.